Good morning, guys. What's going on? Happy Tuesday. Let's get ready to jump in here and see how we're going to try to make some money today. Got all sorts of moves happening out there right now, and it's going to be an interesting day for sure. Let me send out a couple tweets here as you guys get your stuff ready so we can go over some of your questions and tickers, and then we'll start getting to work. All right. Guys, today I have a video coming out at 9 a.m. So pretty much as soon as we're done with the live stream, a new video will drop. So be on the lookout for that one as well. All right, guys. So what do you got for me today? What tickers do you want me to take a look at for you? Morning, Dwayne. Morning, Cindy. Dash. Oh, you know, Dash is actually on the weekly watch list. Investants, good morning. Dash is actually on the weekly watch list. If you don't receive the watch list, you can sign up for it right here. Because Dash is actually on there. Look, clear as day. Look at this. Look at this daily chart. We have $92 support, 117 resistance. This is actually one we had on watch last week on Friday to end the week. Or was it Thursday? Thursday. Yeah, we had it on watch on Thursday. We had it on watch on Thursday for a 109 hold for a move back towards 118. If it could break over 118, it had 127 room. Obviously, it didn't break over that level, but right there, bang. That was on this day right here. So we have this channel right here, perfectly beautiful support here at 92, 91 and change. If that level continues to hold support, you might see it continue to trade in this little channel here. If it eventually cracks it, then you would see further downside to new all-time lows. Hey, Cindy, yep, DWAC did make a move towards 140 in pre-market. Yep. The app went live, and so far I hear it's the #1 app downloaded in the App Store. So you're definitely getting a lot of movement here on DWAC. You got to move on it here this morning all the way up here towards over 138. 138 or 138 exactly. Yeah, 138 exactly, it seems like. So that's a huge move on DWAC. It's retraced a lot of that move, and that's not good. After that kind of move like that, it would have been preferable to have seen it consolidate in a healthier fashion. Hopefully it'll sustain. I mean, it should sustain this $90 zone as support. 91 is potential support. 91, 90, 100. Let's see here. 97.15 is the high of this candle. So basically those mid 90s to $100 zone should be the next level of potential support on DWAC. So anything between $90 and 100 should be a potential support zone on DWAC. Hopefully it holds on to it so it can be a little bit of an exciting play today. Because if it can continue to hold that level, it would have room towards those 120s. And that's plenty of room. If it can break over that, then you do have room 175. And that one's definitely going on the watch list today for me. Let me start writing that one down. Might as well, right? So DWAC, watching for the mid 90s to hold support on pullbacks, could have room towards 122, 120 area. Thank you. So it could have room towards 120 area. Break over that area with volume. If 120 becomes support, could have room towards, oh my God, 175. If volume stays consistent. Yep, so we're definitely keeping that one on watch today, along with its sympathy plays as well. I'd rather trade DWAC than PHUN. Fun, unless fun gets over $4, then maybe it'll get fun there. But 550s will be another level of potential resistance on PHUN. Let's double check that area. So we got $7 potential resistance and the mid fives potential resistance on PHUN. Oh, my shoulder's killing me. So yeah, we got that. That's the problem with PHUN. But since it does move in tandem, or tends to move in tandem with DWAC, it's a sympathy play. You got to keep it on watch. So fun watching for a break and hold of $5 area. Could have room towards, sorry, not a $4 area. Could have room towards the mid fives. Oh, there you go, Mike. Yep, fun. Nice, Cindy. Make sure to book some profits. I mean, that's a huge move. You can always book profits in pre-market. CFVI. CFVI, a little bit lighter volume of a play here. The daily chart doesn't look terrible. I mean, it's pretty decent daily chart. Remember we drew this line together, guys, right here at in the mid 13s for support zone. Look at that. Look at that there on Thursday. Are you kidding me? Right to the penny, basically. So on this one here, you'd want to see a breakdown of that, a breakup of that downward resistance line. You'd want to see that happen to see if it can give you a couple days move back to the highs, if it doesn't just do it all in one day, of course. All right, so what else? Mark. You have this little area here at 96 cents zone. Previous resistance there. Turn support. We've broken underneath it a few times. Here's some more support there at that level. Broken underneath it a few times, regained it. But now we have the 100-day and the 200-day moving average right here to contend with. So I'd be a little weary about this one. It needs to get up over that level. That level is also just above the 50-day moving average as well. So yeah, definitely going to be a little bit more difficult of a play there with those moving averages above it. CFVI and fun definitely look a little bit better there on that aspect. All right, guys. So any other tickers you want me to take a look at for you? If not, we'll jump into some news here and check in on Russia-Ukraine stuff. So if you got any takers or any questions, throw them up in chat. If not, we'll start jumping into some of the news. Morning, Keith. Keith, what is it? FTEK, you got it. IMPP, Frank, sure thing. I mean, it's finally showing today a little bit signs of life here. But this stock's just been downtrending. 60-cent stock. There's not a whole lot to go off of here right now. You got resistance here at 71, showing you on the daily here previously. Now in the pre-market, in front of that level, we're finding resistance. Maybe you find a little bit of support here in the 62, $61, 61 cent area. That's about it. There's nothing there really. AMC puts. Oh, nice. It finally broke underneath that $18 zone, huh? You know, if the overall market definitely stays red and goes lower, then yeah, you could look for puts on AMC against this $18 zone. 1780s to 1775s, you know, in front of that level. See if that level holds resistance. You have downward freeway here towards 16, and then under 16, I mean, there's really nothing until 14s. So AMC, you know, we'll throw it up on the watch list as well. AMC watching for the $18 area to hold resistance. Could have further downside towards 16s and 14s. Guys, do me a quick favor. We got 24 people right now in the live stream. We got 7 likes. Help me out there. It really goes a long way with the YouTube algorithm. Smash the like button for me, please. That really helps out a lot. So IMPP, FTE, FTEK. This doesn't trade any volume. Look at this intraday chart. It's a barcode stock. It's a barcode stock. It doesn't really trade any volume. Yeah, I don't like this thing at all. You have previous resistance at 150. You can see it right there. Turned into support just in front of it later. Now we're underneath that level. And not only are we underneath that level, we're underneath the 50-day moving average. We're underneath the 100 and 200-day moving average. Look at this. Then another resistance zone here. Previous support here at like $1.20, $1.30. And now we're underneath that level. It's holding up as resistance. Yeah, not something I like at all. Palantir. I have not added again to Palantir. This is a long-term investment stock for me. I like the company. I like the potential future it has. I'm a long-term investor in Palantir. I have been for a while. So I've added on the dips because that's what I do anyways. When a company that fundamentally still intact, I still like long-term. I buy it when it's at a discount. I have not bought back in since in here because I think we might go lower. I think we might get under 10. I might throw a few shares here and there in the 10s, but I think we might see 9s, especially if the market pulls back drastically. And then at that point is where I'll add, you know, one of my final pieces on it. And it's a long-term hold. Long-term holds for me are 10 to 20 years. Now, sometimes I got to specify that because I don't know. Some people think long-term holds are 1 or 2 years. That's not a long-term hold. That's like, I don't know, a long-term swing trade, but not a long-term investment. So yeah, as far as the long-term investments for me, they're 10 to 20-year holds. So yeah, that's Palantir right now is at a level there where, you know, you could see some bounces, but the major support zone I think is gone right now. Yeah, 1050s, maybe a little bit of support there. And then down here in the 920s, which is where I think we might head eventually. Some nines, you know, some nines. I think we'll see potentially on Palantir, especially if the market continues to be weak. Jackie, good morning. Keith, you meant FTK? And those charts almost looked identical. So it's 170. Previous bounce zone here on the daily chart. Previous resistance back here. And a little bit of support in and out of back there. We're underneath it, but we're also just above the 200-day moving average. It's not a really good looking chart. You have this previous resistance zone here at 140, 139 zone. You can see some more structure back here. And a little bit of support in here. That's about it. And the 200-day moving average, and you're just above it. You'd want to watch and see if that level can hold support. Could have room back into the 170s. Maybe even $2. RCL and CCL. Let's go take a look at those. So RCL. Okay, so RCL. I mean, this one's been consolidating really well. This one's been consolidating really well. Above 74. Look at that. Previous resistance zone back here. Broke above it, and that level has been holding support. Right now we're holding the 200-day, the 100-day, and the 50-day. They're all converging right here around $80. So I'd say that's the level you want to see hold support, that $80 zone. It's been holding up really well considering, you know, how much struggles the cruise lines have been having. You have clear $100 resistance right there. So if it can continue to hold those 80s, you might see it get back up in there. You might see it get back up in there. So that's a little channel play there between 75 to 100. Right now, you'd want to see it hold those 80s where that 200-day moving average and that 100-day moving average is. And then CCL, 70%. That's funny. CCL. CCL has not done terrible. It's holding on pretty decent as well. Because you kind of think you would probably see these back down here in like 13, 14 bucks. But they're not. They're holding pretty decent. They're holding pretty decent. You'd like to see it ideally get back up over $23, $24. This 200-day moving average lies right here in the mid-23s. So that would be nice. And you have clear resistance up here in front of 32 bucks. I think it's just going to take them some time, but I think eventually these cruise liners, you know, they recover. People like taking cruises. I like taking cruises. Some people don't like cruises. I like them. Pretty chill to me. Haven't taken a cruise in a few years, but I don't know. I think they recover. I don't see why at this point now why they would go under. You know, no pun intended. That would be terrible. So that's the level to watch there. If not, you can check this uptrend little support line here. You can see that we've tapped it multiple times and just in front of it, obviously. So maybe watch that level there as well. Maybe it'll take a while, right? It'll take a while as you get this ascending triangle here, and maybe eventually you can get that. If you get the opposite, then it's time for shorts and puts. So keep eyes on that. All right, guys, let's see. What else? What else you got for me? Stocks making the biggest moves pre-market: Home Depot, Macy's, Medtronic. Let's check in on Home Depot. Well, it went up a lot and it went up a lot and then it went down a lot. Home Depot improvement retailer stocks rose 1% in pre-market after its quarterly profits and revenue beat Wall Street forecast. Home Depot earned $3.21 per share, 3 cents above estimates, and comparable stores sales also beat estimates. Home Depot also announced a 15% dividend increase. Wow. But, well, here you are getting wrecked. Coming back down here underneath the 200-day moving average. We'll see what happens with Home Depot. 15% dividend increase, man. That's pretty awesome. It could be something to stash away. Got to put Home Depot on my long-term list of stocks that I'd like to possibly own. So Home Depot, Macy's. Macy's nice little move up here today. They beat estimates by 45 cents with adjusted quarterly earnings of $2.45 per share. The retailer's revenue beat estimates as well. Macy's also authorized a new 20 billion share buyback program and announced a 5% dividend increase. The stock rallied 7.9% in pre-market action. Wow. That's a nice little move on Macy's today. I'm honestly surprised to see Macy's do as well as it's doing. I thought that store was going to go by the wayside. TPX. That's getting wrecked. MDT. Nah, nothing to cover there. Oh, wait. McDonald's. Investor Carl Icahn launched a proxy fight for 2 board seats at the restaurant chain as part of his push for more ethical treatment of pigs by McDonald's suppliers. Ukraine and Russia going to war, but I'm not even going to get into it. All right, then. That sounds interesting. 200-day moving average holding support here. And you want to see that hold there. Maybe if 200-day begins to hold on maybe these here, you could see a move back up here, a little bounce back up here into 254. So a little room there for some money to be made. Krispy Kreme right here. The donut chain fell a penny shy of forecast with adjusted quarterly earnings of 8 cents per share. Although revenue topped the Wall Street forecast, Krispy Kreme was able to offset wages and commodity inflation with price increase. Well, yes, that makes sense, right? I mean, that just sounds like business 101. Krispy Kreme added 1.2% in pre-market trading. No volume, really. I mean, it added 1%. Like, who bought this? One person? Look at the volume in pre-market. Are you kidding me? Trying to see if that little box tells me the volume, but no. So yeah, not a whole lot going on, guys. Not a whole lot going on here at all. As far as these individual earning plays, not that there is anything there, right? Because we're going to be focusing pretty much on the SPY and stuff. All right, so let's see here. Back to okay, so there we go. Okay, so what's next? UPST, the king. UPST actually made the weekly watch list. UPST actually made the weekly watch list. We're keeping this one on watch. So let me see here. Okay, let's bring that up. Okay, so we have the watch list. We sent the weekly yesterday. UPST, there it is. We're watching the 128 area for a bounce back into the 140s. Here you have that 128 zone. See previous support back here where I drew this arrow. Previous little level here, resistance back here. So watching that level sits just above the 50-day moving average. 50 days around those low 120s. Right now we're underneath this level here in pre-market with that gap down we had in the overall market as well. If it can regain that level, then watch and see if it holds support. You could have some room back to the 140s. But if that level begins to hold resistance, it might get choppy because it'll try to bounce between these little highs and the 50-day moving average. See that? That's exactly where we found support so far here in pre-market as well. So you gotta just be mindful of that with this one. It could be choppy if it stays under 128. Lows, not doing much, but it does have this potential level of support here at 220, and that's just above the 200-day moving average. You can see we bounced back here, and now we're right at it again. The 200-day moving average is just underneath that level at 217, so watch and see if that level can hold support on lows. SPCE has earnings today, where after the bell, I'd imagine. SPCE is at a potential support zone here at $8. You know, depending on, it's not so much going to be the earnings. I'd imagine it's going to be more along the lines of the forward guidance that'll matter on this one. And I don't know what that could look like, especially in this rising rate environment. At this point with them. So yeah, if A doesn't hold, you got a long ways down here towards 7. What else you got here? Oxy, man, I hate looking at Oxy. I had Oxy on my watch list to buy it here, and I hesitated. Like, I was like, oh, I'm gonna wait a little bit more. And then I had another chance for it, and I didn't really see it. I kind of had given up on it after it had gone from $10 and change all the way up here to 20s. And then had another opportunity here, and I missed out on it. Now we're all the way up here at 40s. And it was going to be a long-term hold. Okay, so right here, 36s. You can see back here, previous support zone, and you can see right in front here, you can see it was resistance, and here it was resistance, and then here it turned into support. So that's the level you want to watch hold on Oxy here. And if this stuff with Russia continues escalating and no deal comes through with, I think it was Iran, then you're definitely going to see oil just keep going. Okay, so next one, socket trees. Not to be too personal, Jesse, what is the average amount of profit you gross on a weekly or a monthly basis? I know many traders show their numbers, and I'm curious the position size you take for this. It's irrelevant what I position size for me. Like, what my size is irrelevant to what a student would take. You see, the problem that people have, especially new traders, and that's generally a question that new traders would ask, and that's not meant to be a knock, is that they're concerned how much money the person is making that they're listening to or watching videos from, because they see that as a gauge towards success. The reality is that the main focus should be on the risk management the person you're learning from has, whether or not they have good risk management, and learn that risk management and their accuracy. Those are the main things. Why? Because you can get somebody that has terrible risk management and horrible accuracy, and they take on huge position size. And when they're right, they make a huge amount of money. They can make more money in a day than some people might make in a year, right? But when they're wrong, they lose even more than that, right? And then you can get somebody that has really good risk management, really good accuracy, and their risk tolerance is not as big as that type of other trader or other person, because simply psychologically, they can't handle the risk tolerance that that person has and those huge P&L swings. And then somebody will be like, oh, they only make a couple $1,000 a week. Oh, that doesn't sound that impressive. But they're focusing on the wrong thing. They need to focus on the accuracy and, more importantly, almost, the risk management. That's where it needs to be. So here, look, here's a video for you. I'll talk more in depth about it there. Okay, so Ricardo, good morning. Morning, Monarchy. Yeah, some stuff happening with crypto out of China. All right. Guys, today is going to be, since Monday we had a holiday, today we will be streaming live in Discord all day for free. Today will be the equivalent of Free Chat Monday. So click here and come join us so that you can check us out later. Yep, no problem. My pleasure. Okay, so we got DWAC Fun AMC. We have those on watch here so far. And what time is it? 8:36. We could definitely take a couple more tickers or questions, and then we can jump into the news and making the watch list. Absolutely. Welcome to the Discord. Glad to have you on there. All right, guys, if you don't have any other questions, we'll go ahead and start jumping into the news. We'll start jumping into the news and into the scans and start formulating that watch list. All right, so U.S. stock futures, let's check it here. U.S. stock futures on Tuesday erased much of a sharp overnight loss as investors tried to figure out whether Russia will invade Ukraine one day after Moscow recognized the independence of a breakaway region. Ukraine's president said Tuesday his country wants peace but won't give up its land. The UK on Tuesday announced a targeted economic sanctions against 5 Russian banks and 3 wealthy individuals. U.S. sanctions are also expected. Geopolitical uncertainty Tuesday sent oil prices up 3.5% to more than $94 a barrel. The 10-year Treasury rose to almost 1.94. Bitcoin dropped to roughly 37,000. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, the S&P 500, and the Nasdaq fell Friday, and for the second straight week on concerns over Russian-Ukraine conflicts. The U.S. stock market was closed Monday for President's Day. We know that. Mark, good morning. So let's see here. Germany said Tuesday it'll halt certification of no. Okay, boom, boom. Russia announced Tuesday that it recognizes that its recognition of the independence for areas in eastern Ukraine extend to territories currently held by Ukraine forces, further raising concerns about a full-fledged invasion. Russian President Vladimir Putin has long sought to restore influence over former Soviet republics, with Ukraine central to his ambitions. Pro-Moscow, what is this, Lunshank? I can't pronounce these Russian names, have been engaged in conflict with Ukraine since 2014, when Russia annexed Crimea. Ukraine said that 14,000 people have been killed in the 8-year struggle. So basically, it's just more of the Ukraine-Russia conflict, and that's it. Most of the news that we're seeing here. Let's see. Tesla CEO Elon Musk, via his attorney, accused the SEC. We already know this of harassment. So there's nothing new, guys. It seems like today's going to be all about Russia, Ukraine, and those technical levels. And right now, the SPY is looking like it might bounce back, to be honest. It might bounce back unless it cannot, and I'm not saying bounce back and do something crazy, right? But unless this 435 zone holds resistance, we could see a nice little bounce back day on the SPY. Now, if 435 level holds resistance, then at that point, I think today we come back down here and visit these 428 zones. These 428 zones. So we'll see what happens here on these moves on the SPY with these specific levels. Do you guys have any questions regarding the SPY? If not, then what we'll do is we'll start moving into some of the scanners, because the SPY we already have on the weekly watch list, and it's mainly, here you go, it's mainly the same thing, right? We're watching for 428 area for potential, drop to that level this week. And then after that, a bounce back up into 435. And so far, we already kind of did that here in pre-market. We got down here to 428 and change. And where are we? We've bounced right in front of, we've tapped right in front of 435. We've tapped these 434.70s. So on the SPY, watching, since we're so close to it now, watching for the 435 area to hold resistance for a drop back down towards the 428 zone. Tesla, we'll definitely go take a look at that one. So Tesla right at that 200-day moving average. Let's clean up this chart a little bit here, get rid of all these old lines. Tesla right in front of that 200-day moving average right now. $800 zone here, the 790s to 800 could be a potential good bounce zone on Tesla. Right now we're holding the 200-day moving average level, but if the market today gets nasty later on, let's say we get up there in front of 435 on the SPY, we reject, another piece of Ukraine-Russia news comes out and it's not good, right? Market starts to sell off, then I would imagine Tesla gets underneath that 200-day moving average and pushes down towards these 790s. That 790 area, I would expect it to be a pretty decent support zone. Previous resistance there, previous support here. So a little bit of structure in here. So I'd expect that level to hold up some sort of support on it. So you can definitely keep it on watch there. So yeah, you can definitely keep that on watch there. So Tesla, watching for the 200-day to hold support, but if we break under it, watching for a drop down into the 790s. Then we got Nvidia. Nvidia is similar. You can see here trying to hold that 200-day moving average level. But then you got instant resistance right there at 237. So that one makes it a little bit more difficult. I'd watch Nvidia for maybe a breakdown underneath the 200-day level. Nvidia watching for a breakdown under the 200-day MA. See if that level holds resistance for further downside towards 210 zone. Guys, do me a quick favor. We got 35 people watching and we got 22 likes. Help me out there with some likes because it really helps out with the YouTube algorithm and the health of the channel. It's not about vanity. I can give a crap, to be honest. But, it'd be cool if we can get that up there. It helps out tremendously. So, there we go. 25 likes. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Keep them coming. Good morning, Umberto. All right, so We have DWAC Fun, AMC, SPY, Tesla, NVIDIA on watch here so far today. Let's check it on Roblox. Roblox. I'd watch for these Friday's lows here and the $48 zone to possibly hold some support. But if we break underneath them, you could watch and see for resistance. And then, you know, you might get yourself a little move lower. Maybe down here like 47 or so. Pretty tight there, though. Pretty tight. Then you got PayPal. We have this old line we drew here at 98, 99. So basically that $100 zone. And we bounced right off of that level here in pre-market. You can see it right here clear as day. We bounced off that level. If that level begins to hold support, you might see PayPal start to bounce between that $100 level and maybe these 114, 110 zone. So definitely keep that one on watch. See what happens there. And then you got Facebook, another one that has been in an infinite dump lately. Damn. Oh no, those are misprints. I was gonna say, damn, Facebook got all the way down to the 190s. So Facebook, man, Facebook's gotten beat up. Beat up. That 207, look at this. That 207 area, look at the support here. Boom. Right there. And then look at this previous resistance here. It's so clear at that price point. Facebook probably has some decent $200 support. So you can watch that and see if 200 holds support now that we're underneath it. DWAC back under 100 here. DWAC, it's not looking the greatest right now. This move up and then this just constant downtrend selling off. That's not very bullish at all. After 9 o'clock rolls in, you know, more brokers start to open. Maybe you see a little bit more pep come into DWAC's step here. But DWAC really needs to hold at least, like we said, those $90 zone. Preferably, it really needs to get back above 100 and hold between 98 to 100. That coming from this level right here. Right around 97, 98. So it really needs to get back above that level. Otherwise, you might formulate a bunch of little bag holders from this pre-market move that are going to start selling into all these 110 pops to try to get out at minimal loss. So definitely keep eyes on that. All right, so DWAC, Fun, AMC, Fun as in PHUN, AMC, SPY, Tesla, and NVIDIA all on watch. So I think I'm going to leave the watch list like that for now. I don't really see anything else. Let me see, OCGN. See if it has some news. Guys, remember, this is a short week as well. Yesterday, the market was closed. That does sometimes have a bearing. Yeah, no news on this for this little gap up on how things move along on the day on the day right after a holiday. Look at DWAC's 30-minute chart. Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty ugly. Look at that. Look at that crazy candle. It does slow it down here a little bit. It needs, like I said, it needs to get up above that. It really needs to get back up above that $98 zone. What time is it? All right, guys, so it's 8:50. We have the watch list pretty much made up. Do you guys have any tickers or any last minute questions you want me to go over before I start putting on like the last pieces of info on the watch list? I'll get that sent over to Jonal, and then he'll send that out to you guys so you can have it in your inbox and your email. Also, remember, today is Tuesday, but in essence, it's Monday's the start of the week. So we'll do free chat Monday today as a free chat Tuesday. So you can come here and click that and join us for the day. Umberto, guys, is our swing trade moderator over at daytraderchatroom.com in the Discord there. So he's saying to watch Billy under 31, under the $32 zone, 31.80. So under that $32 zone for potential short. You can see clear as day, we're already seeing $32 resistance here. Let's see what this looks like on the daily chart. Previous bounce zone support could now become a level of resistance. You do have room down to 30. And then underneath 30, you got room down to the 28s. So definitely one you can keep on watch there. Today's a day where you've had an extreme move on the SPY to the downside in pre-market with a big bounce back up into 435. This is straight off the weekly watch list. Straight off the weekly watch list. So we'll see what it wants to do. That 435 zone could be a really strong resistance level at this point. So we'll see what happens there. If it does hold, maybe swing trade some puts, knowing, right? Like if you swing trade those puts, you got to give yourself 2, 3, 4 weeks of time value on them, because you have to understand that you could have some overnight news where Putin says, hey guys, I'm just kidding. I don't really want any more than what I already have. So we're good. I'm going to pull back troops right quick. And it could be full of it. It could be full of it. It could be a lie. But if that piece of news crosses the wires, market gaps up. So if you're in puts overnight and you get that, you might gap up over 435. So the reason I go over this is because you got to keep in mind that when you swing trade puts or you swing trade calls, especially in the overall market, because you will have that headline risk on the trade. So you don't want to be in oversized. I think it was Friday we did, after we're done trading in the mornings in the Discord, what we do is we go into live recaps and live lessons. On Friday, I did it really casual. I said, guys, I'm not going to do like an official lesson today. What I'm going to do is we can do a lesson based off of your Q&As. I'm always doing Q&As anyways, but that day I said, guys, I'm not going to do an official lesson, so it's on you to ask me questions so that we can, jump into this. And we did like a little live on very casual Q&A, and I had somebody ask me a question about how to basically set stop losses with options trades. And we're not going to jump into that here because we only got 8 minutes before I jump on over to the Discord. But one of the main things I emphasized on was, let's say you have $5,000, right? And it's a small trading account, so you trade with $5,000. So you're at a skill level now where you can comfortably trade with the full 5,000 on every trade. You buy 5,000 in shares of a stock, but now you're going to take an options trade. The last thing you want to do is put all 5,000 in that options trade, especially on an overnight swing trade, because it's a different animal. It's a different animal. And if you're in an options trade on the SPY here with 435 rejection, you buy some 432 puts, okay, some 430 puts, and the next day we have a piece of news that comes across, and all of a sudden the SPY gaps, the SPY gaps up above 435. Well, you're going to lose significantly on those options. It's not like you're going to be able to be like, oh yeah, I only have like a 10-cent risk on this. No, that's not what's going to happen. So typically when I go into those options overnight swing trades, I go in with the mentality that I can easily lose 50%, 50%. So that's how I look at those. Ford. The Cuban coffee has arrived, guys. Look at that. That's delicious. Oh my God, it's scorching hot. Good Lord. That'll wake you up. So Ford is under this. Look at this previous. Look at that previous support at 19. These are the 1880s. So we just round it, right? Because it's never to the penny. So at this $19 level, look at this previous support on Ford. We broke above it, made a nice run towards 25, got back underneath 20, 21. Now we're under, look. That support kicked in again, right there, bang. And then we had 21 resistance. Now we're back underneath it. And where do we find resistance so far? At that support. So Ford, that's the level to watch for resistance, and then support maybe down here about the 200-day moving average. All right. Man, it's hot, but it's so good. Keith, welcome to the Discord. Glad to have you on there. Looking forward to trading with you. All right, guys. So we got 5 minutes left here to 9. So if you guys have any last minute questions, now's the time. At 9 o'clock, a brand new video. I'm trying out a different time for a video. A brand new video will drop today at 9 o'clock, today, Tuesday, on the channel here. And then I have another video that'll drop on Wednesday. Sorry, on Thursday. Okay. I did put out a new video on Sunday. Let me get that one for you in case you've missed it. Here is a very important video in my opinion. I put this one out Sunday. How much money? This one's about how much money do you need to start day trading? Here you go. TGNA. Humberto says to check out TGNA over 22. Yeah, we're over 22 here. Yeah, I'd watch that $22 zone for support on pullbacks on that one, guys. Previous resistance there. Previous resistance here. We're above it. And what have we learned? That previous resistance, when broken to the upside, you need strong volume on that break. Is oftentimes new support on pullback. So watch that level for sure. Good one, Humberto. It's going to need some volume. Well, I actually like 22 better. I don't know where you're getting the 23 from. Oh, from the weekly chart. Yeah, I like that 22. Look at that. Double tap. And then bang, right through it. I like that. I like it, Picasso. That's one of those TikTok trends. Dude, I'll tell you right now. If it wasn't because of business, I wouldn't have Facebook and I wouldn't have Twitter. I just have TikTok because it's so entertaining. I could sit there for an hour watching TikToks. Freaking hilarious. So yeah, guys. Humberto says watch over 23. I like 22. Let's call it 22.50. Yeah, 22 looks good for pullbacks. Absolutely. 23 first take profit. If you break up and over 23, then, you know, watch your levels and volume. All right, guys, let's take a look at DWAC one more time. It's still coming on back down here. It needs to get back above 100 and start to hold that as support. I'll put the final touches on the watch list here, get it sent out, and we'll get it sent out, and then I'll jump out over to the Discord. I'll be live on the Discord just so that you know how it works. I'm live there from 9:20 a.m. We'll be going over the pre-market watch list. 9:30 the bell rings. I start trading usually 9:45, 10 o'clock, depending on the action. I don't trade the opening bell. I don't scalp, 30 seconds after the bell. I look for setups and patterns that I can trade. So 9:40, 9:45, 10 o'clock is usually when I have my first trades. And then we run that until like 11, 11:30. At that time, usually it starts to simmer down. I go into live recaps and live lessons on the day. Obviously, I go through Q&As throughout the morning session, and we jump through charts consistently, analyzing. Around 11, 11:30, we do recaps and lessons. Then at 12 o'clock, lunch rolls in. At 2 p.m., I come back on the mic. The stream stays up the whole time, but I come back on the mic at 2 p.m. We do afternoon scans and a little bit of afternoon commentary. And I do this every day, Monday through Friday. Fridays, we typically don't do afternoon commentaries. But still, I'm on here all day long, Monday through Friday on the Discord. All right, so today, like I said, since we didn't have Monday market, today is Tuesday, and we'll do free chat Tuesday today, so you can come on over to the Discord and come hang out with us in the live stream all day long. All right, it's 9 a.m. My new video is live now here on the channel, and it's time for me to jump on over for the Discord. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. I'll see you all tomorrow at 8 a.m. here on the stream, and we'll do it all over again and find some stocks to trade. Good luck today, everybody.